T.I. cheating on Tiny.
Yeah, you can start your website and talk crazy about people. You know, is that why all these bloggers and people on YouTube, they all doing blogs and Instagram posts, YouTube posts talking about the culture, black culture, hip hop culture.
On Mother's Day.
Was there ever a moment, even back then, that you cringed and thought, ooh, I
Well,
don't know
sure,
if I
they're
should
kind of
post
cute.
this?
I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I was 23. I was just
Why the sisters had to wear all this weave? Just all this. Sometimes it's just too much. But with a name like the Shade Room, what would you think?
out of college. I was messy myself.
Yep,
I just
mess.
was in a
See?
different mind space. To me, I didn't see anything wrong with it. The people loved it.
Do you have a post?
See, these kind of websites is what have sisters going crazy around here. See? Being messy done made her millions.
That you regret, that you go, ooh, maybe we shouldn't have done that?
Well, let's start with the ones where I got sued over. Let's start there.
We have CBS News' own correspondent, Jerika Duncan,
Jerika
here
Duncan,
to
kind of
discuss
cute.
it with us all.
Hey
so,
there, JD.
Hey,
How
are you?
you?
It's so
Here to
good
give you
see
the tea.
Okay.
Yeah,
Of the
come on.
shade.
Spill it.
The tea on the shade. I love that. Okay, for people who are uninitiated,
Right.
tell us about the Shade Room, how it got its name.
So it's 2014, as she said. She was 23 years old when she started this. I know, she's 32 now. And when you think about the vernacular back then, shade was a big word at that time. And she just thought it would be cool to use that to describe some of the things that she felt celebrities were doing that was shady. Slim Shady came out well before 2014, but the word was appropriate, she felt. And she says it sort of kind of made sense without knowing how big this thing was going to be. So we talked about that. I want you guys to take a listen to what she had to say more about it. But define shade for people who don't know what it is, or it might mean something different to different people. What is shade?
Shade is typically, how do I put this in terms? It's like a slight. You know what I mean? Like usually it's seen as a slight or an insult.
Come on with it. You know it's
But
a
I
diss.
think
With a side of truth, though.
with a side of truth,
slight.
which is why the
Knock it
name
off.
developed into itself, because
It's a diss. So she got paid for being messy. 20-something years old. I'm telling you, this what got a lot of these sisters. This what got them caught up. Talk crazy about the brothers. Because they don't do nothing but talk crazy about black men, about all the downfalls of the black man. Never talk bad about the black woman. Come on now. Maybe I'm going to have to make a shade room for the women.
after
Call it the
creating the
messy
brand
room.
and seeing the community and giving them a space to be
I might
brutally
call it the
honest
Wonders
and share
of
their
Weave.
opinions, I've realized that it's the shade room because people always think they misconstrue the truth as shade. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to hear the truth. You know what I mean? And it can be misconstrued as shade. So it's like, okay, all right, we're just gonna own it. It's the shade room.
Own it.
Angie, yeah, it can be
She
hard to tell the
does.
truth. You know, she's also faced some criticism for the types of stories
yeah,
she
she
posts
for sure.
and for how some people say she reflects or represents Black culture. But talk to me about her
Exactly.
reaction to that and her hesitancy
British man.
to even change how she lives her own life despite the success in the spotlight.
Absolutely. I think when you imagine your life, and even I think all of us can
Jerika.
think back to a time where we weren't ready to make those next bold moves because we weren't sure of ourselves. And what she talked about, what you're about to hear, is her say, like, I definitely realized I had the
Jerika's
money and the
cute,
means
though.
to leave where she was living at that time as a result of some of this early
About her
success,
attitude.
but she stayed much longer than she needed to out of fear.
Let's
Take a listen.
Then they always come with the fear.
You stayed in a building that had roaches long.
Why they always want to make the cold sob story like I came from nothing? We was living with wolves, rats, and roaches, and I pulled myself up from my bootstraps, and I made it without nobody's help, and it was all me, and nobody helped me. Whoa, me. Come on, man. You made a website, you got lucky, talking about entertainers, and it blew up. Tell the truth.
Longer than you say you needed to. Why?
Because I was afraid that everything that I had would crumble. I was building on Instagram. So I'm like, Mark Zuckerberg could just I don't know if he owned Instagram at that time, but whoever would own Instagram at that time
His name
could
is
just,
Zuckerberg.
delete me, so it was scary to me to build and depend on that. And plus I hadn't had better
Come on, who going?
than that, so I was just scared. I had the same Kia, car
About
that
to
I was
knock it off
driving, and I just,
every time.
it wasn't until my sister literally got me kicked out of the
Why every time sisters that got the long weave, the big old snuffleupagus eyelashes, the baby hair, drive a Kia or a Nissan Sentra? Let's continue.
apartment.
Where does that drive come from?
Let me knock it off. Here
I
come the
actually don't know.
waterworks.
I really can't point. I mean, I could say it comes from my extended family. They always, I'm Nigerian, so there's always been an expectation of like excellence, even though that contrasted with being in the foster care system, where
Fair
I
use.
was always seen as a potential failure.
Fair use.
Wow. So it looked like you stumped her there
Yeah.
with that question, Jerika. And you could see how she was thinking about it and talking about the pursuit of excellence. And it's surprising to me to hear that she came out of the foster care system.
That's right. I mean, and some of the other things that you will learn in this piece is this is a woman who lost her mom at 6 years old. Her father killed her mother. And as a result,
Sorry to hear that.
she and her siblings were separated. So she's going home to home. She even told me now, even as she's in the process of moving to another beautiful home, 6-bedroom home, from another really nice home, that.
Hey, one thing I want to tell you people that's listening to this, it's always those people that come from a rough background. So if you're a person that had a rough childhood or a rough upbringing, stay solid, stay strong, keep your faith, believe in God, believe in yourself, and you too can become something. Maybe you ain't got to spill tea and do all that, but you could just be a solid person, live your life without, being a person that's out here doing wrong to other people, just being a good, upstanding person. You understand? Yeah, so whatever you at in life, you too can bring yourself up by your bootstraps and do your thing. Let's go.
That she never, ever felt settled because she was so used to moving from place to place. But we're definitely going to address the controversy, the lawsuits, how that shaped her opinion and thoughts on what she should and should not post. And there are, still people who will look at the shade room and go, I don't really deal with the shade room. I know people that.
Tasha K, she done got sued a few times. She done had to move her bank accounts and do different things. So sometimes being messy, it could get you some money, but it could get you in a lot of trouble when people start digging up your dirt. Let's go.
We were trying to interview that were like, no, I'm good. But she also discusses the good parts of it, the philanthropy, which she doesn't talk about, the Black joy and excellence that she does celebrate, whether it's relationships or people graduating from college or being accepted into medical school and things like that. So we touch on all of it. But as you can see, she's very laid back, easy to talk to, and appears to be honest in terms of how conflicted she can be about what this represents. And we asked her at the end, what does it represent? So you got to tune in to find out what she said.
I was going to say, you really got her to open up well. We know Ed Gordon will be on this episode as well. BET legend Nichelle Turner has some solid interviews. And let's congratulate Jerika Duncan, who variety.
All right, Jerika Duncan, man. Look at her, man. Oh, Jerika looking kind of cute around here, man. Let's check out Jerika. Where's she at? Look at old Jerika. Jerika looking kind of cute around this giant.
Want you guys to
look at Jerika, man. Jerika looking kind of cute around this giant. You know what I'm saying? This is what most black men want. Her hair could be a weave, but it's nice and tight. I call this kind of helmet here the leather head. See, she got the nice leather head helmet on. It's short. So ladies, take notes. See, this is cute. She has a cute face. She's got the short weave or her own hair. She's looking sexy. She's not showing a bunch of skin. See, this is what the prototypical man wants. I know we're talking about the shade room, but I'm going to not really throw some shade at the sisters, baby. I'm going to just throw some wisdom to you from Uncle Ism. See this right here? This is a good looking sister. She got her thing in order. See, we like to bring this home. This is something that they would say you bring home to mom. Now, you got to figure out if she move and groove to your tune now, because she got the looks. You know what I'm saying? But the look is just a hook, Jack. Now we have to see how she move. Is she ready for this game? The ism. Jack. Yeah. Peace, family.